shofar is being sounded again today. An alarm to try to wake up a sleeping people. It is almost Rosh Hashanah, the beginning of the new Jewish year, and we're sleeping. We have to be awakened to reality. We have a prime minister that's living in a land of fantasy. He's running off to Washington, D.C. to speak with Obama and Abu Mazen and who knows how many other insignificant people in the imagination that somehow from this will come peace. Peace is not something that floats down. Peace cannot be achieved by giving up all of your beliefs. And it certainly isn't achieved by sitting down with murderers as they're murdering. Blood is dripping on their hands, and we're sitting and talking to them about peace, promising them that maybe we'll stop building. Why do you stop building? How does that make peace? The only peace that the enemies of Israel want is the end of Israel and the removal of the Jews from the Middle East. That's the only peace they're interested in. So what are we negotiating here? This is an old story. It's not new. It's all happened so many times before. We've seen it ever since 1948. Every effort that the government made to initiate a peace agreement with those who seek our destruction has always resulted in more death, more destruction, more attempts to destroy the Jewish state. Our enemies have attacked us many times with the intent to destroy us, and they were unsuccessful in the war effort, and so they discovered a new way of attacking us called a peace effort. The peace effort means they will promise to stop throwing rocks, they will stop shooting us if we only give them our country. Now, if anybody sees sense in that kind of an agreement, I certainly don't understand how you can. I'm appalled at my leadership. It's bad enough that they're not willing to fight for our country, but to go and grovel before our murderers on Rosh Hashanah, right after innocent Jews were shot down in cold blood, that defies understanding. It's appalling. And the shofar needs to be sounded for that as well. Now, people will ask me, how is it possible for me to tell Jews to come home when I have leaders like this? And it's a good question, because it's not a reasonable request. It's not a rational request. Any normal person would stay as far away from Israel as possible because we're headed on a path to self-destruction by logical means. But there's something else here that people fail to recognize, and that is this country does not run by logical means. If it did, it would have run itself into the ground before it began. This country has grown and thrived in spite of our leaders, not because of them. And it will continue to do so because it's a godly process. And until our leaders recognize the godly process, we have to suffer. And the suffering that we see is in the hands of the terrorists, who we insist upon calling peace partners, who we insist upon calling equal citizens of a Jewish state, and put them in our Knesset so they can come and try to destroy us from the Knesset, which is what we've been doing. And nobody seems to see anything wrong with this, which is even more amazing. I don't understand it. Well, anyway, we don't give up. We won't give up. Our faith is not in our leadership, it's not in our government. Our faith is in the God of Israel, who has returned us to our holy homeland and will continue bringing us closer to the redemption that he has planned for us. If we can join with our God and live the way a Jew is supposed to live in our homeland, the redemption will come much nicer and much quicker. If we pretend that we're going to find peace in Washington, then it will be a painful way toward the end process of redemption. But redemption's coming either way. So I urge all of you to support the process of redemption, the biblical process, not the political one. The political one is a failure and is going to cause harm to anyone who engages in it. Anyone, the United States included. If you think you're going to make peace by pressuring us to give away our country, the opposite will happen, and you'll see that terror will come to the shores of America as it has already begun to do. Well, I don't want to just have a bad feeling when I finish. All I'd like to say is I wish everyone a happy new year. That's coming very quickly, and things hopefully will change for the better. I hope to be coming in November to speak to the people. If you wish to invite me, you can certainly send me an email and I'll see what I can do. So for now, I wish everyone a Shana Tova, Happy New Year, and Shalom from Hebron.